Hi, everybody.
Hello, this is Carmela here, as you know, from Bloomington Massage and Body Works, and I am excited to have Cinnamon with me, who is also massage therapist, pole resilience instructor, yoga instructor for the past 10 years. And you guys might recognize her since we did work together for a little while, and she's got some exciting new projects that we really wanted to share with everyone. So, yeah, what inspired you to get started with the Simplicity Masterclass? Tell us about it.
First of all, Carmela, thank you. Thank you for having me. Hi, everybody, and past and future clients, maybe. I got inspired because simplicity really transformed my life. So I called it the Simplicity Masterclasses because there was a point in my life where I was trying to simplify the connection of all the layers of these three basic things that I was trying to do. So I was trying to simplify the connection between my financial world, my healing world, and my fun world, right? How many of you are struggling to put fun into your life today? So this is what I was trying to balance, and I was inspired to do the project because I saw how much time it had taken me and what I could do through all these modalities that I had explored, the extremes, for example, of massage therapy and doing intensive athletic pole training, that could condense and collapse the time frame for other people who are trying to heal. And the magical element that, since I was working so much with bodies, and this we talk about with Carmela a lot, is that all the muscle memory of tension inside the tissues of your body are there because of some story that has not been unraveled or released or resolved in some way. So this first training is actually, this first masterclass is the simplicity of truth, because it's almost like the truth will unravel your muscular tension. That's kind of what I'm going for.
Nice. Now that sounds like a dream.
Right?
Like,
everybody's dream.
So how do we get this started? How do we do this? You have a process that
Yes.
yeah.
I was sitting about maybe 2 or 3 months ago in bed, and I was thinking, so what did I actually do? What were the links that connect this? And I came up with 2 truths that I came to because I had moved from living in the city and having a congested lifestyle. After 10 years of doing all kinds of stuff to distract myself from the truth that I actually needed, I moved out to the country when I was 30. And the 2 truths I found were simplicity and the awe in beauty, and how these, just allowing myself to be immersed in them, were the ones that gave me the truth that I was seeking about, actually about who I actually was, which increased my value of why I was here, what my mission was, what I was doing here. And how did I come about the simplicity of these truths? It could be, I could collapse for you like 2 or 3 years of sitting on the mountaintop like a monk into 7 steps. So I got this filter devised of 7 steps that you will walk, your mind needs to walk through it so it can understand what is the actual truth at the bottom of the story you're telling yourself that is actually what you're searching for, but sometimes it's kind of hard to digest. So that is what the process is. This first half of just simplicity and truth is the 7 steps. And immersion in beauty and awe, that will be another masterclass.
So if I hear what you're saying, so your process, you believe you were telling me, was about 10 years?
The whole process.
The whole process. But so now you have created a condensed, simplified version that you can share with others that takes us just through 7 steps, and we can get there, and hopefully not have to do the 10-year struggle. Get
Right.
there a lot faster. So what do you think holds people back from like taking that first step out of verse 7? That would be next. What holds people back from that first one?
Well, what I find that mostly holds people back is that it seems like very far away, and it's like jumping over a whole chasm, of like seeing healing or resolving that, or the confusion. Sometimes we've been in it so much that it would be a radical decision to try to even find out what could shift me in a different direction. And that was the radical move that I took when I was 30 and I moved out to the country, because I realized that doing the traditional things, like little by little, trying to move the needle, there was like, no, there was not even a needle at that point to move. So that's one thing that holds people back, the fear of that it seems too far away from them, so I'm going to need something radical. Another one is the fear of change. So if you take this radical move, like when I moved to the country, my whole life changed. The friendships, the circles, my daily routine. It was like I had to be another me. Another thing that holds people back is sometimes we believe that it's the other ones that should change, right? That it's not us. That like we're doing the right thing, they're the ones that need to move the needle. So that can always be there, that kind of like that blame, or we're resentful of someone. But sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes we're blaming ourselves, and the more masochistic angle is, I deserve this, and it's my duty to pay for this and stay in this state of pain, muscularly, emotionally, mentally, because of some story I've told myself that maybe I got myself into this. Now you should be able to get yourself out of it, and you can. That's why we're here. but you might think you can't.
So the stories that we tell ourselves can be the obstacle holding us back from those first steps to the life we feel is on the other side.
It's right on the other
We're
side, yeah.
always like struggling to get to that next thing, that more freedom in our life. Freedom from pain, physical pain, freedom from emotional pain. Well, what else do you think might hold people back?
Well, there are external elements that hold us back, which are like making the time. Sometimes we feel like we're too busy with our pain to go and immerse ourselves in like a few days or a whole solid block of, like, we have to retreat from life to heal our life, to then reinsert ourselves back into life. So time is huge, especially because there's this whole, what is it called? The burnout culture, where they glorify busyness. So you have so much to do. How dare you go take a retreat, right? Or take your time off, or just have an at-home vacation. So that, I think, is mainly the first thing that jumps to people's mind externally. And the rest is the cost. Like, this one is big. Like, how much is it going to cost me, or what am I going to lose if I take a week off of work? So I'll give you a side note on that one about the cost, because I did not deal with my unresolved emotional crisis in the time, I lost a job, an international job at a French school that I had already interviewed for and I had gotten accepted for, but because I could not manage my emotions, I was not able to show up for my first day of work. So I lost out there. I lost probably the first or 2 years of my daughter growing up, because I was so much in my head that I don't even have photographs, of these moments when she was a kid. So the cost, that's where you have to think, like, what is this costing me monetarily, or what is this actually costing me in my life because I'm not resolving this? So the energy of money is basically a mindset shift of, what is it costing me?
Another story, right?
So the cost, and the other is the responsibilities, especially if you're a caretaker or you have small kids, or you're caring for your parents, and breaking out that time for you to heal seems like a huge sacrifice, and it would sacrifice the well-being of them. I would just encourage you to consider in those moments how much the people you care for want you to be well first.
Mhm.
If you fix the underlying vibration or energy or frequency that's holding you back from your energetic potential, it will even give you more energy to better serve those around you, which what you were meant for doing, no? For serving at your optimal level. So
you hit one of my favorite words. So frequency. Okay, I mean, so tell us a little more about your story and what you mean by that.
which part of the story, Carmela?
So yeah, a little bit more about what led you to feeling the frequencies are how they are incorporated in the path forward.
Well, we're going to do a follow-up video on the frequencies,
Oh, okay.
but I will let you know that every story you have carries a frequency with it because it's made up of words, and all the words have different energies, and those are the ones that are embedded in you cellularly. And at the cellular level, when you do immersive healing, that is what you're changing and extracting. So as I said before, like one of the obstacles was the root is not actually your muscle or the nerve or whatever. It's the cellular vibration in the tissues. For example, if you're having that mental idea that I don't have time, I'm a person who has no time to heal, then this collapses you. And this affects your posture because you're a person that is constricted by not having enough time. And you're not even noticing that this is how you're hurrying around your day because there's not enough time for you. So the story lives in the posture of your body. Think how it's different in your head when you're like, I have all the time in the world. Even the body just opens up and you're like, it's a gifted affirmation for you that I have enough time and energy for everything I need to do today. So whenever you heal like the thoughts coming in of like, how am I going to get it in? How am I going to do it? Just bring back to yourself, I have enough time and energy for everything that I need to get done today.
Thank you, Cinnamon. That's such a great reminder. Those thoughts carry so much power, and reflect themselves so much in our physical body. So what should our listeners hear? What should we all do next?
So the next steps are the Simplicity Masterclass. So if you want to learn how to do the 7 steps, that's the next step. Learn to do the 7 steps, and we're going to have a free Simplicity Masterclass. The title is Truth, because that's what we want to find out, and it's going to be here at the Stratosphere Massage Gathering Room. And you are so invited. It's on the 11th of June. You can mark your calendar right now, the 11th of June at 5:30 p.m. And there's going to be strawberries and cream. We're going to have a link in the email or a link on the video, depending if you're on YouTube right now or you're receiving this in your inbox. And the link will take you straight to the registration. Now the gathering room is limited, so there's only 20 spots. So if this is something that resonated with you, make sure to go ahead and reserve your spot right now. So it's free. So no harm done if you can. You're going to meet some wonderful, cool people. You're going to spend a fun time exploring the 7 steps. It might be that day is not your day of truth. It might be your day of truth. But what you'll have is the 7 steps to run and filter the emotions anytime you want it. So what I'm going to give you is a tool for life that you can always run your story through or your confusion through and see actually what's at the bottom of that I haven't been seeing. that is the gift of this masterclass.
That sounds so amazing, Cinnamon. So thank you so much for sharing this with our community. Thank you, everyone, for opening the email, watching this video. So great to connect with all of you, and with you, Cinnamon. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmela, for having me. And this was just such a successful interview. Yeah, yay! All right, we'll see you guys in the masterclass or around the massage studio. Bye.
Bye.